Because of agitation, formed a party called Uganda National Congress.
UNC.
But it was based on Anglicans. They are Anglicans. The Catholic Baganda said, they formed something called DP.
Democratic Party.
The two parties were led by Baganda. When the British got bajja oluvanyuma. At that moment,
abagitandikawo.
No, but we are Baganda. They were brothers and sisters. In fact, they used to live in each other's palace. In fact, some of the royalty is Batoro and Baganda mixed. So that one you should never even bring it up. Now, when the British got annoyed, they now realized the two political parties, if we are going to go for independence, are all Baganda. They had sacked a man from Makerere to Kenya called Gov't. He was working with a man called Tom Mboya in a union.
But I mean this Milton?
Yes. He was sacked from Makerere.
And Tom Mboya from Kenya?
Tom Mboya went and gave him a job in Kenya. This was on the Luo basis.
Yes. Oh, that lineage.
Yes. The Luo party by Tom Mboya. So, the British went and said, let's bring this man. So they bring back Obote and put him in UNC.
Uganda National Congress.
Yes. Within a few months, they started agitating. UNC for people outside Buganda and UNC of Buganda. So National Congress was now, they got so annoyed that group from outside Buganda formed People's Congress,
UPC.
The British, it is not the people here. The British are pushing that agenda.
Through Obote?
Through Obote. Are you with me now?
Yes, very well.
So in Baganda continued to agitate. They refused the Legico. They refused to join. Eventually they were convinced, but they were not convinced very well. In 1961, they refused the elections. The Baganda says, but for us, our Buganda, we signed with you as the British. If you are giving independence, you give it to Uganda, and we don't know Uganda. What is Uganda? This is where the problems of Baganda started.
They wanted a Buganda, not a Uganda.
No, because they had signed with the British.
It is the Baganda that had signed, not Uganda.
That's right.
So they wanted to manage the rest.
They did not say not Uganda. They were saying, but Uganda is not us.
For us, we are Buganda.
We are Buganda.
But you are within Uganda.
No, there was no such thing.
So initially,
there was no agreement called Uganda and the British. There was no country called Uganda. It was formed by the British.
Now, what I want to ask, Captain, is Buganda is the central here.
Yes.
So what was the rest of Uganda called?
There was Bunyoro, there was Toro, these were countries. And the British were putting all of them together in a country called Uganda. So for Uganda was never an indigenous formation.
So in other words, Buganda wanted to remain as Buganda. They didn't want to be part of...
It's not part. You're getting it wrong. There was nothing.
And they wanted to remain as them. They didn't want to join with the other.
They wanted Bunyoro to remain as Bunyoro.
Toro to remain as Toro.
Yes.
Toro to remain as
Toro. They work together.
Busoga to remain as Busoga.
Yes.
And then Buganda remains as Buganda.
That's right.
So the Muzungu comes and says, all of you should form one country called
one
Buganda.
country. That's
what was wrong with that?
No, there was something wrong because it was not agreed. You are being forced.
But isn't it a good thing, Captain?
No, but you don't force me. Even if it's a good thing, you don't force me.
Because now they seem to have been working in the silos.
No, it was not silos.
Small chiefdoms.
No. It was
small chiefdoms.
But that's what the British found here.
Yes, they found you when
you went to Britain.
You are working in silos. You
even
Bunyoro.
It doesn't matter.
Busoga.
No. These people were one group with chiefdoms. You never gave them a chance your ruling did not tell them how they to go about it. The British had their own king, their own kingdom. Until today, there is a war between Scotland, Ireland, and Britain. Same thing. But they said, this is United Kingdom. It's by force. Today they are beginning to agree that there should be devolution of power.
Brexit.
Yes. They are now giving Scotland its own. And what they are doing is what the people here were saying. Say, no, we are not against Bunyoro, we are not against Toro. But you are forcing us
To become one.
to become one.
Yet we are actually naturally not one.
Not one.
I am a Minyoro, I am a Mtoro, this is a Msuga. So we should remain under
No, we can work
but
together.
we work together.
For us, we can work.
That's right. Captain Babu here has his home.
That's right.
Irumba has his home.
Yes.
Kamut has his home.
Yes.
But we can work together.
And if we want to work
as a family.
together as a group,
Yes.
then we do it ourselves,
Yes.
not you.
Captain Babu comes with his family, Irumba comes with his. We see what to do together.
Correct.
But
This
this one was saying stay in one home.
whether you like it or not. And then, by the way, your independence in Uganda was given to you because of the agitation of the Baganda.
1962.
Now, 1953, when they took their king to Britain in exile, that was the beginning of the independence of Uganda. And they were trying to weaken the Baganda, like they weakened the Banyoro. You see? Now, this is what was annoying. It is not the getting together that's the problem. They could have got together in a good manner, but not by being forced, by taking a king in exile, by killing a king in Seychelles. No. And this is where the suspicion came in. Are they doing it for a good reason? You see? And when they brought in the East African Federation, that made it even worse. They want us to disappear. We'll be swallowed. So nobody sat down to find a solution to uniting them. You understand what I'm saying?
I get
In other words, there was no refusal of uniting, but the methods which was being used was wrong.
And the free will.
Yes,
Why should it be the British to join us together by force?
that's right.
Not goodwill of us.
Yeah, but we had a goodwill already because every day we paid homage in Bunyoro every year. All the kingdoms went to Bunyoro every year.
Actually, most of the kings came from Bunyoro, Kitara.
That's
The
what I'm
kings.
trying. That's what I'm trying.
That's their ancestry.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yes,
that,
all of them came
that
from Bunyoro.
if the
Bunyoro, Kitara. Because Bunyoro, Kitara was going.
if the British were sincere, they would have combined them in Bunyoro and formed the Greater Bunyoro. Are you with me now? Nobody is saying they shouldn't unite, but they should do it willingly,
Not by force.
not by force.
Especially if the unification is to your interest, you as a colonizer.
Correct.
You want to unite us for your own interest,
Yeah.
not our own.
Now, this this government you see here replaced the colonialists.
This
Uganda government. No, Uganda government.
Uganda government.
1962 onwards.
replace the other one.
Yes,
Continuing to unite Ugandans by force.
by force. That's why we've never had peace.
So the problems we are seeing today are as a result of that forceful unification.
Bingo. I think that's the English word. Bingo. You have now talked about. That is where the problem is. So if we want this country as Uganda now, since we are Africans, and like you say, maybe it's for the greater good, Baganda have a say, the teeth that are together, the ones who eat meat, if getting together would help this country, we should do it in a good manner. Where is our ancestry? Bunyoro.
Bunyoro.
Can we go back to our culture and see if we can combine our people using culture? Nobody said we shouldn't, but the method of doing it should be acceptable and for the greater good of all.
Actually, I've been reading I'm a law student.
Yes.
I've been reading what the government has started adopting now as ADR, Alternative Dispute Resolution.
Yes.
This is already, they are going back to the system that the colonists found here,
Correct.
where the chiefs and the elders of the clan would sit and resolve matters in 1 hour.
That's why all
They came and said, close those ones, you should go to court. Go to high court, go to Supreme Court.
But
A matter that would be resolved at village level. For them, they want you to bring it to the high court. Meanwhile, they are using the police to collect evidence, to bring it to the judge in Kampala, to listen to a land dispute. Yet the attacker in the village know that this land belongs to Irumba, not Captain Edward Babu.
Correct.
Now, because the cases, now they are reading about case backlog. They are finding lots of land disputes in court for many years not being resolved. So they are saying, what do we do? Let's go back to alternative dispute resolution, which was initially being done.
In fact, what you're saying are the symptoms of failure. You are now bringing out one of the symptoms on land. There is more. There is more symptoms. The foreigners, the law we put there that no foreigner who is not an indigenous of the soil should own land. People have played around with that law. Now, that's where that dispute is coming from. Because people have continuously grabbed the people's land, used force, like the stealing of cattle. Now they are stealing land.
They are stealing land.
So, the whole point is very simple. Until we resolve uniting this country on a basis of mutual respect, it will not work.
But now, Captain, the big question, the big elephant is now in the room. Yes, you told us, I'm sure even the leadership knows this, the genesis of this.
Do they?
I suspect.
No. But they
understand the history.
No, but if they did, this would be the easiest way to critique.
I honestly suspect that the leadership, the top leadership of this country understands what we have discussed.
Okay.
The problem is, what has stopped them from doing what they're saying?
Because either if you say they know, then they are doing it purposely.
To keep the country divided.
Yeah, if you say, then they are using the British
methodology. Divide and rule.
Divide and rule. But if they don't know, then time has come for some of us to tell them, this is the only way to go. I see? So, instead of being in theater, because all these symptoms you are seeing, the small things happening, this is theater. We have to bring this country and move in the right direction with it.
So who must do that?
All of us. All of us. The man who, by the way, the agitation of independence was in Buganda here. This revolution of NRM was in Buganda. This same revolution to bring this thing we're talking about to order should start in Buganda.
But Baganda are not willing to lead.
No,
they are willing to be led.
No,
yes.
Baganda they feel subjugated. They feel. By the way, don't underestimate Baganda.
No, I'm not. But
Baganda,
they are cowards.
They are not.
They are always at the back. They want to.
No. They've been sighted. And
why?
It's been done very well.
Why should it be them to be settling, not them settling others? We are in Uganda.
No.
Every revolution has started in Uganda.
No.
Why is it started by some other person and then they subjugate you? They settle you. Why shouldn't it be you to start? True. Then we follow you.
This revolution had both Baganda and other people.
Yeah, but the commanders are not Baganda.
No. Why?
The only revolution I've heard somebody has tried as a Uganda is Kaira, but he was also following some other person.
No, he was not.
Andrew Kaira.
He was not. And this is where the misconception comes in. And until you can get away from that high horse of some of you Ugandans and come down, keeping quiet doesn't mean weakness. Sometimes more dangerous when people go on the side and look at you. Is more dangerous than when you can sit down and talk to them. People who keep quiet, when they suddenly wake up, they are more dangerous. So instead of you showing muscle and intimidating others, we should go quicker. I don't think these people are cowards. We should be very careful. Where are they going next? Now, whilst you are making noise, they are using very sophisticated method to show you little by little. Let's take Kabaka's birth. What do you see?
A lot of people simply finding happiness.
Not simply.
Simply finding happiness in running around. No clear message.
How many of you have had birthdays that are like that?
No, but I mean, Captain Babu, you come on Sunday and run for Kabaka birthday.
Excuse me.
You collect money, so what?
No, excuse me.
That one also, General Muhoza has done it.
No.
Even without him appearing.
How many?
He has been organizing.
No.
In fact, they have been doing it consistently.
No.
Kabaka birthday was organized 2 weeks.
That is the
2
mistake.
weeks later, Muhoza also organizes it. And we see the numbers. And some of the people who run in the General Muhoza's rally, marathon, are the same Baganda that run on Kabaka birthday.
Excuse me. It is that impulsiveness of some of you that is making all of you get lost. You are impulsive and you do not even listen. You are not willing to sit down and say, wait a minute. Why is this continuous? You have purposely sidelined them. You have come here and grabbed their land. You have brought here people who are not even Baganda and instituted them in among them.
The Baganda have sold land to them.
They have not sold anybody. Nobody has sold land to them. They have grabbed it. And you have to be very careful with that. And by the way, it's not only happening here. It's happening in other areas.
That's all.
Oh, it is happening. It's happening. And slowly. Now, until you stop calling other people cowards in this country, the ones who are calling others cowards are the ones who are cowards. Because for them, they prefer to intimidate. And a revolution of Castro is over. It's out of fashion.
Castro.
That's what you people are thinking.
The Castro revolution.
Hey, wait, we're going to kill this one. That one doesn't. That doesn't work anymore.
So now it is grand style.
We've got to find a way to bring everybody on board. Everybody. Those who you call weak, until you bring them on board, you will not know whether they are weak or not. And this business of a gun, it has to stop. We've got to get this country built on the basis of patriotism, on the basis of knowing that this is our country.
Nationalism.
Pan-Africanism. And we've got to get the strong people, those who call themselves strong, who I don't think are, and those ones we think are weak.
Why did you have to add that rider?
No, I have to. They are not strong. It's just a temporary.
They have subdued you, Gov't.
No, you have not.
They are very strong. They have subdued you guys.
No. They have not subdued anybody. They are just a passing fancy in English.
Passing fancy.
Fancy.
It's like a passing wave. It's a wave.
That's right. So, the truth is beginning to come. It will come. And therefore, we must learn how to respect everybody. In fact, good leaders are the ones who come out with the policies that are respected by the majority.
So you have a feeling right now the leadership we have is not bringing policies that are respected by the majority? Is that what you're trying to insinuate?
Look, those who are thumping their chests. Who are they? You've been telling me people who are thumping their chests. Oh, strong men. They're like gorillas in the forests where
we have arrested this fool. He's in the basement.
No. That one, that's an area which I find is theater. I don't go into theater, I'm sorry. I go on issues. And that's a symptom.
That one is a symptom.
It's one of the symptoms of weakness.
But don't you think it's a very serious symptom?
It's up to it depends on what magnitude. Maybe it is a way for you to learn that is, those ones who thump their chest, they also have a weakness. Isn't it? So, you keep on thumping your chest and you do things, and people begin to see your weakness. And the man who is kept quiet, who's been calling a coward, begins to look at you. So, as we go along and want to build this country, we've got to find a way to do what the British did not do, to do what the first governments of independence did not do, to do what the so-called thumping the chest cannot do. What is that? And I'm grateful that there are people in this country who actually believe in that, and who would like to bring about a good coordinated relationship. Now, these young men and women who are here who make noise, after some time, another group of young men and women will also come and make noise on them. What you set as precedent comes usually back to you. It's called,
Comes back.
it's come.
So it's come.
Come. So we need to find a better way to bring everybody on board, regardless. Those who thump chests, those who you call weak, cowards, those who you call very smart, sit on the table. How do we bring our country so that we like it? By the way, Uganda is one of the most beautiful countries in Africa.
It's actually the best country.
Yes, I've talked about it. I know it very well. And the people are very good. And why? Because of their culture. And where do they get their culture from? From that group that you call cowards. That's culture.
So they are not cowards.
No. They are resilient. In fact, they are so resilient that they have done a lot of things to them, they are still around.
But now, Captain Babu, I always have a problem with a section of people who always want to follow. And then when you reach in the middle there, you start complaining that I've been sidelined. Why shouldn't it be at one time that it is the Baganda at the front line? Championing a certain
I want to
revolution.
ask you somebody. Did the Baganda go to any other part of Uganda? Or people came to Uganda?
People came here.
Good. I think that answers your question.
Yes.
They do not follow. Other people use them because they think they are strong. And when these people begin to realize that what you are doing is not right, they start sidelining them. But these people are not worried because they know that it's a matter of time. One thing that Baganda, Banyoro, Batoro kingdoms have is clans. You can do everything. You can never change their clans. Because that's what puts them together. That's their strength. Now, the only thing you are delaying, they are getting together. All these groups who are thumping there, they're just delaying Uganda becoming one. And it is coming. With the time, it will come.
No, the problem is it is taking long.
It doesn't
and
matter.
Some of us will have left this
Oh,
world.
yeah. You and me might have gone to St. Peter. But that's not the point. Don't worry about that. Worry about it's converging. Breaking a house takes one day. Building a house takes a long time.
Yes.
We built this country, we broke this country from 1960 to 1970, 1970 to 1980, we were breaking. 1980 we started breaking, we broke again. 1985 they also started building, but they have reached a point when they need more input. So this country requires people who are sober-minded, who love this country, and who knows what patriotism is. Now, the other day we passed a law. What law did we pass? Everybody was shouting in town.
The sovereignty bill. Now it's an active thing.
Each one of these tribes in Uganda have got a sovereignty.
Is that what it meant?
Oh, yes, it's virtually what it means. We have our sovereignty. Our what we are. They were Mutori. The Mutoros have their sovereignty. They believe in their clans and everything, that they have got their own side to bring their sovereignty and ours and everybody and put them together and form a national body. Because this Uganda, we've got to make it. The British never made it.
The problem is that what you're explaining should have been envisaged is not what it is in the real meaning of the Sovereignty Act that we passed.
No, the Act is a law. In reality, there is something you call sovereignty. Okay? Batoro have a sovereignty. But Banyoro have sovereignty. The Acholis have a sovereignty. Now, the cultures, by the way, of all these people are about the same. If you looked at the common cultures and you manage to convince them that they're the same, you form what they call a national value. And when you call a national value, you form a national sovereignty. Are you with me? Now, this is where the problem is. We have failed to unite this country. No matter what you... And the British, you know, the British are very funny people. For many years, they did not even have parties. They were building their countries. They were fighting. They were cutting people, the king's heads off. They were doing all sorts of things. And then, after uniting, and by the way, they have never been united. The Scottish, the English, and the Irish have never been united. They live under one umbrella, but they're antagonistic. Are you with me? So, they now have realized that forcing people is not right. So they have allowed the Scottish to devolve power to them. The Irish have devolved power to them. The Welsh have got devolved power. And England. They've all devolved powers now. They've got chief ministers. They're coming up slowly. But they have done it in a much more sensible manner. They have not broken. They've just put them together and continue uniting. We respect you and you respect us. Now that devolution of power is the same they are using in Australia also. Now, here we can have the same. We started with 15 sub-regions. If you go to Parliament, you'll see the different emblems of those sub-regions. If we looked at those sub-regions and today really tried very hard using our cultural institution to try and unite people, we can do it. And once you've done it, everything will fall into place.
The problem is that the powers that they may not be willing, they may not be interested in.
No matter what they do, they don't have an alternative. If they don't do it, we will continue on the same path until we come to a grinding halt.
Okay, let's leave now Uganda. Let's switch to South Africa.
Yes.
There is xenophobia in South Africa. In 1994, the entire Africa entered into a war of ensuring that they liberate South Africa. Today, South Africans are telling other Africans that please leave our land. You are taking our jobs. You as a Pan-African, you as a man who has seen it all, what will be your response? What do you think?
No, I've been listening to the president of South Africa speaking. In fact, I was listening to him today. And for him, he is trying to find a solution by convincing his people. But there was something called apartheid, which was started by the white man again, with the divide and rule game.
The Boers.
The Boer. Not the Boer alone, even the English, not be told lies. They were part of it. The white man was different from the colored, from the black man. When you institute that thing for a long time, some people begin to believe in it. And the blacks themselves in South Africa started having differences
amongst themselves.
The Zulus, the Kotsas, and the other groups started having that problem. And the colors, the mixture between Europeans and Africans, Indians and Africans, also became another problem. So the white man brought the divide and rule question. Remember, I told you. The same thing is happening in South Africa. In fact, you should pity them more than getting worried about xenophobia. They have been caught with their pants down.
The South African.
Yes, the black South Africans. They have failed to realize that game is not theirs. These people, because South Africa has been doing well, they want to destabilize it. And the Boers in the orange state.
Because South Africa is the biggest economy in Africa after Nigeria. I think it is South Africa first, then Nigeria.
Right. The president has said, no African, our brothers and sisters will come here, we will give them documents, we shall do it correctly. There will not be anybody here without documents. But that is not the problem of the local people. That has been the problem of the Boers who used to bring people without documents.
To work for them.
Yeah, to work for them. It was not the South Africans who have got the problem. It's the Boers, the diamond mines, the gold mines, that were bringing these people to work for them.
To work for them?
Without documents.
For free.
For free.
Because they have brought you have no documentation?
Yeah.
You have to work for free.
Correct. So the people without documentation are actually not from other African countries. They are from the neighboring African countries. Which was the source of these Boers getting workers.
They wanted labor, free labor.
That gives you the idea that we also used to get people from our neighboring countries here to work here who have become Uganda citizens now.
Yes.
Same thing. So, the poor South African government has got a problem to first of all convince people that, okay, the problem you are talking about people without documents, but who brought them here?
And how?
How?
You were in charge. How did they enter?
Yes. So he says the officials of this country and the government are going to make sure that everybody has got the right documentation. And those who are going to work. Now the people who have been affected are not the local people. Are those industries who have been exploiting the people from outside South Africa. This is the same with America.
People have been enjoying almost free labor.
That's right.
They are paying you 10% of what they should have paid you if you had the
same in America. When Trump was saying they should not allow immigrants to come, the people who suffered are from those southern states who had the Mexicans working in their farms. Instead of paying them $15 an hour, which is the standard rate, they give them $2, $3.
Sometimes they give you food and say that's all.
That's right.
Yeah, and accommodation.
Correct. So, this is the same in South Africa. So let's go. The poor South Africans who are looking for jobs, the Boers don't want to employ them. Are you?
The natives, because they will fight for their rights if they are being paid less.
Correct.
Yet now me, I don't have paper, they cannot complain. If I go to police, they will arrest me.
I think you've made your point. That's the point.
Yeah.
That's where the point. It's not the South Africans who have got xenophobia. It is a white man manipulating the whole group. Because no African, very few Africans have got interest in mines. So, this is where the problem is. And by the way, the most powerful domestic workers union is in South Africa.
Yet the most manipulated workers are in South Africa.
Correct.
You repeat that the most powerful workers union is in South Africa.
I know. Even the president was a leader of the union. This president, Ramaphosa was a leader of a union.
So the most powerful workers union in Africa is in South Africa.
That's right.
Yet the most undermined workers are in South Africa.
The union is undermined by the people by bringing foreigners to come and work. So the president of South Africa has been very good. He says, look, my brothers and sisters.
I don't agree with you when you say he has been very good.
He has been.
No, he's not.
He's been.
No, he's playing politics.
He's not playing.
He's playing politics.
No. He's
speaking this and underground commanding it different.
No.
I am telling you.
When he was a union leader, he was one of those who talked about this. He is now saying, listen, my brothers and sisters, these people have no fault. if they don't have documents, we should give them documents. We, as government of South Africa. It is not their fault. The officials should find out who these people are, and those who are qualified will be given documents, and those who are not qualified will be asked to go. And he's doing it in a very, I think, in a very, very nice way of doing it. Now, I know there are people who are always looking for conspiracy theories. But no, Ramaphosa has been, having been a union leader, he's trying to find out a better way to handle the situation.
Why I don't agree with you
Yes.
is that I have been very observant.
Yes.
These hooligans who are leading these demonstrations, going into people's shops, vandalizing them, assaulting people. When you look around, you find that they are being guarded by security. Ramaphosa is the commander-in-chief of those.
No, not really. His powers is limited sometimes. You know, a lot of people think...
Then he should resign if you think you are not in charge.
By being a president, sometimes things get out of hand. And some of those people who use the people in the police and the security agencies sometimes also take the law in their hands. Have you stopped to think that these people, although they claim they have no documents, but they have to pay a fee to stay in South Africa?
What do they pay?
Now you're coming. Answer that question. The same people who are using the touts to beat them. It must be people who are in the official position. Like here, when we have city council getting money from people who are working on the roadside, these people are also paying somebody to stay in South Africa. They don't have official documents, but to stay there, there's a group that gets money from them.
And that group is the one that is supposed to enforce the immigration laws, that those who are not supposed to be here shouldn't be here.
Bingo. You just answered. It is a complex situation. The African corruption. We go back to the word corruption because corruption is a very, 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 very bad disease. And look when you said, unless if you tame corruption, development is curtailed. And you have problems.
So how would you advise our other African governments on how to deal with the xenophobia in South Africa? What should other countries do?
They should talk.
Because I am mobilizing the rest of Africa. If Ramaphosa and his government cannot solve that problem, and they want to send like Ugandans back to Uganda, when they arrive here, we should also start mobilizing against the South African companies here to also pack and go. We begin with MTN, we begin with the DSTV merchants, we begin with Stanbic Bank. When they arrive in South Africa, they tell them that there is a problem. Then they will sit down and solve it.
No, it will not help because the problem is not those people. Those people are just a small group which has been used. You're not talking like Americans and the British when they had apartheid in South Africa. When we were trying to help our people to fight so that they could get liberated, the British and those would come and fight our countries. In fact, they even overthrew governments like Mozambique and all these. Now, you want to do exactly the same thing the British did and the Americans. No. We should talk to the government of South Africa.
When they don't listen, what do you do?
No, they listen. No. In fact, they listen. It is a very annoying thing. I have no answer to it. It's a very annoying thing to get other Africans tortured the way they did, even running them in the streets and things like that. But the problem is bigger than what we're talking about. We should actually ask our leaders, like our presidents, the African Union, like SADC, to sit down in South Africa and say, now we have the situation, we've got to find a solution. All of us. by punishing them for what they are doing, you are doing exactly the same thing they are doing. Let us find a solution to that problem, all of us together, and working with the Ramaphosa.
Captain, as we end this first episode of this, do you believe that Nelson Mandela, what he did, if he returned today, would appreciate what his successors are doing for South Africa and Africa? Would he be happy? Mandela.
Do you know? Have you known that the white people are becoming more powerful politically in South Africa?
No, I didn't know. I thought they are getting weaker.
No.
Yes.
Recently, even the vice president is a white man.
It's a South African.
Yeah, one of the parties of South Africa reduced the majority of the ANC. What I'm saying, they are coming up again.
The weight.
Yeah, if you do it, if you handle these things wrongly, we'll go back
to the apartheid era.
That's right. Because the man in Free Orange State has never been, the Boer has never agreed. So Mandela, what Mandela wanted was to start. Coming out of that turmoil was a very difficult thing. Mandela sort of brought everybody on board. It's a pity, when you grow old, you cannot have more years. I would have wished him to have more years, because he managed to bring them together. People cooled down. South Africans started moving forward. The weaknesses that stayed are now beginning to show. But those are the weaknesses we should find answers to. Mandela came at the right time, but of course he was now an old man, but he put that country on the road and started moving. Because they would have killed each other. It was not because of Mandela. Mandela was a really fresh breath.
Some section of Africans believe that Mandela betrayed their cause.
No.
Do you have that? His negotiation from the 27-year-old jail, Robben Island, was that he had to give some concessions to the white Boers. One was that he would be a puppet president, black color, seated in the presidency, but you have no power. Then you would leave the economics to the Boers. That's why up to now, the land that they stole from their ancestors, 97% of it is still in the hands of the white man. The white man now consists of 8% of the entire population, yet that 8% is in charge of all the economics of South Africa. And they believe that that was one of the concessions Mandela had to do. So a section of South Africans say he betrayed us.
That section of Africans who say like that, they should look at Zimbabwe.
Robert Mugabe
should look at Zimbabwe and the land question.
Land expropriation.
Do we do it the way they did it in Zimbabwe, or do we do it slowly?
Slowly, Captain. How long will that?
Unfortunately, like I told you, it's very easy to break and very difficult to build. Very difficult. So, do we go the Zimbabwe way, or do we go a different way? South Africans, recently white people complained that they were being discriminated. United States put up aeroplanes, they took white men to America, and they took them to Australia. They are now all back in South Africa. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Because Mandela set a very good system. Even the white man is free in South Africa. We are not going to fight a white man because he made a mistake, his children. We are going to show them that we are better men than them. That we can be leaders in Africa and they will be as peaceful as we are. We should fight segregation completely. So, African leaders must learn from Mandela that his method of the two was a better method. And South Africa, undergoing all this, are the vestiges of colonialism and apartheid. We need to uproot them. So if you help South Africa for liberation, you better help them to get out of this problem also.
But they're chasing us.
No, they are not chasing you. They are using that to divide them.
Oh, it's the white man using this method.
Yes. You better help South Africa to get out of this problem.
But now you see, it is the black man is telling me, please get out.
He's being used. So you must work with the South African government to find a solution to the problem. And I would like to work with Ramaphosa because he said, get the officials, let us help our people. They are our brothers and sisters. Let's help them and give them the right documents and make sure they work together. But remember, if they give them documents, the white man will pay them the money they are supposed to pay them. This is where the problem is. The white man doesn't want to pay them.
Oh, if they regularize their stay,
yes,
and now officially get the paperwork to work and be employed in South Africa, their pay raise will rise.
Correct.
So instead of paying him,
and they will not discriminate.
Instead of paying him 1,000 rand,
yeah,
you'll have to legally pay him 10,000 rand.
Whatever it is.
And this one doesn't want.
Now, the South African and the man with the documentation should get the same salary. Because now the South African say, the reason I'm not getting a job because they don't pay this money. The other man is not being paid.
So it means these people who don't have documentation in South Africa. My last question, Captain, is Africa Organization of African Union.
Unity.
Which letter metamorphosed into African Union.
Yes.
The primary objective that it was instituted was to handle exactly the issues that are happening in our midst.
They are doing it.
No.
Yes. Excuse me, and this is where the problem is. Diplomatic work is never put in public domain. They talk. It's diplomacy is done by talking. And people sit down, they listen to each other. The African Union, Ramaphosa has already talked to the people in the African Union, or people of SADC. He has even talked to East African presidents. You see, the president will not tell you everything they do and you put it in the newspapers. Even our president here, I'm sure has already talked to Ramaphosa. But they will not tell you, I talked to Ramaphosa yesterday, this is what you must do. No. They have talked. And Ramaphosa said, give me a little bit of time. We are solving this thing slowly. And this is how we are doing it. And listening to Ramaphosa, by the way, I listened to him today on social media. And he came out very nicely. Now, the African Union, the reason why they don't come out, they've got to give this man a chance. Like I told you, when you supported South Africa during liberation, support them now to get out of this problem.
I'm not happy with the ways of African Union.
I agree with you.
All the conflicts in Africa, people are dying, people are displaced. Uganda is the biggest host of refugees. These are African children. 1.7 million refugees are in Ugandan refugee camps. In fact, Uganda has a very good refugee policy that they no longer now call them refugee camps. They now call them settlements, that they settle you. They give you land to till, live, and feed your family. They settle. So they are no longer even called camps. They are now settlements. These are African children.
No, that's the African spirit.
Captain, these are African children. How do you keep 1.7 million Africans in their own homes, but in concentrated camps? And African Union, you don't find a problem of going to Congo, tell them this is wrong, go to Rwanda, go to South Sudan, go to Sudan, solve the problem. The African Union should have been the apex.
Yeah, but I think you're not being fair there. If you had recently, they had something called East African Community SADC meeting, where they invited the Rwanda people and the people from Congo. The Rwanda man turned up, the Congolese man did not turn up. He was on TV. But when the Americans called them in
In Washington or Qatar.
Qatar gave us
Yes.
And they went and they met the king there.
Yes.
And they sat there with the king who was in slippers.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. All of them came. All of them came. And they arrived in time.
And from there, they went to United States.
Yes.
So the problem is not with the African Union. The problem is with our African leaders. I'm coming. Let me finish. If the people who their brothers called them and they don't turn up, and an Arab and an American calls them and they turn up, where is the problem?
The problem is a double face. Number one, maybe previously you called them, they came, and you had no solution.
No, they didn't come.
No, I mean,
they have never come on this issue of Congo.
These people have been meeting under their ESC. They normally meet. What they agree on, nothing is implemented. So why should I come tomorrow to you when I know you have no solution for me?
Excuse me. One of the things I want you to know is until the Western hegemony, which wants the resources of Africa continue to be siphoning the resources of Africa, continues to control the African agenda, we will never have this.
Okay.
The problem there, you'll be surprised. All the problems in Congo on both sides is being financed by something.
That's very true. Do our African leaders know that?
Yes.
Yes, they know. Why are they following it?
No, they don't follow it. They try to fight it, but it's not very easy to fight.
Then resign.
No. It's not that simple. We need to find better solutions. And by the way, the Americans, the power they have, is also beginning to sleep. Again, the pounding of chests will eventually come to an end because they are now having the problems with what is going on.
Just stamping.
So, yeah,
Trump.
Yeah, they should stop. So, the African Union will continue on that unfortunate weakness, being controlled by the West. Because the West has already entered the countries, and people like Burkina Faso.
Very good, that's my elder.
Yeah. People like Burkina Faso and Mali are beginning to tell them no, but even then, they are not allowing them to sleep.
Actually, Burkina Faso has had about 38 coup attempts now. 38.
So,
and all of them are engineered by France and America.
So, you've actually answered your problem. The African Union has a very big problem. We need to find better solutions. And even when NRM first came to power, I said the problem of OAU, they go there to drink tea. They have now realized it's not tea. There's more forces behind the tea. So but you need leaders who understand all these things and handle them meticulously. But one of the things you have to do before you handle this, you should not have corruption in your country.
Is there corruption in Uganda?
Everywhere in Africa.
Captain Francis Babu. America entered Iran, just something. We are going to take them out, like they did to Venezuela. They went and picked the president and his wife, and they brought them home. They said they would use the same tactic. 2 months down the road, it is Trump voting for a ceasefire, an agreement. How would you analyze Trump's administration?
Well, first and foremost, the American continent is virtually controlled by America. Starting from Canada all the way down to Argentina. They virtually control. All their military, everybody, they're all trained by Americans. And therefore, getting the president of Venezuela was very easy. When they went to arrest him, even the bodyguards were not there. And the leader of those bodyguards have been given citizenship of America. So that's a different thing. The eastern countries are a little bit more difficult. And you can see how they got a leading nose in Vietnam and Cambodia. And my brother Trump should have learned that Asia is not the American continent. Now, the oldest, one of the oldest civilizations is in West Asia, is Iran.
Iran.
It was called Persia.
About 6,000 years now.
Yeah. Persia, Mesopotamia, which is Iraq, and all that. That's where even writing came from. The writing. So these people have got these people, like one of the leaders of Iran said, while the Americans were living in caves, these people were already civilized. So the whole point is America underestimated Iran. And they understand them because of the so-called Israel. Israel, who are not Jews.
Netanyahu.
They are not even Jews. They were they are Kazakhstan. They are not the real Jews.
They are Kazakhstan.
Yes. They came there and they became
1948.
They became Jews.
Isn't that?
The real Jews don't agree with what is going on. So the whole thing is a very interesting thing, and it has exposed Israel, it has exposed America. Their weaknesses have been known, and now the so-called Iron Dome, which covers Israel, is not there.
The Iron Dome.
Yeah, the Iron Dome.
I think it was just a fantasy. So, you know, like a dog that barks, you fear, but it doesn't bite.
Yeah, so the Iranians have put up quite a fight, and eventually the Americans have now, they were in Afghanistan. They left Afghanistan. They left all the equipments there. They run away. They're going to run out of that place.
Actually, Trump is looking for what they would call
a way out.
A way out, a soft landing.
Yes.
That's why he's every minute he's tweeting about the agreement. But Iran is not tweeting anything.
Yeah, but I told you, chest stamping, it doesn't work. They've been showing the leaders of Iran, all the leaders who go for negotiation, they're all PhDs. And the people who go from America, they are all children of
This one is the son-in-law of Trump. Huh? Son-in-law.
They are not even educated.
Son-in-law of Trump. This one is.
So, really, at the end of the day, that war is going to teach America, and I think it's the beginning of the fall of America as a superpower.
But was it necessary from the beginning, Captain?
No. It has never been.
So what is it that Trump wanted to show the world?
They want to show them that they are still in control, because you know the riches of America, they've been stealing it from all those Arabs. They've stolen everything from them. The Arabs have become clever. They've started, whilst they steal, they've been remaining with a little bit and building their countries, and they don't like that. They have destroyed Dubai now. Dubai is virtually on the ground. Virtually, the investments are dead. Yeah.
Well, Captain Francis Babu, I found him at his home here, and my name is Andrew Rumba Kapsale. This is the Pan-African Pyramid Show, and I'm coming back in the second episode. Now, this one is going to be a little bit local here. We're going to be here and there, and I want to thank you so much, Captain.
Thank you very much.
You are no rounder. I have tried to rotate you around, and everywhere I take you're smarter than me. And that's dangerous to a horse.
No. I think it's having been around for a long time. You learn. I've learned a lot of things. And I have a lot of respect for everybody. Mandela, in the United States, a man stood up, I think it was a journalist. He said, President Mandela, you've met Yasser Arafat, you've met Gaddafi, you've met Castro. Are these people got human rights? And Mandela said one thing. He said, the problem with some political analysts, they think their enemies should be our enemies. For us, anybody who works with us is our friend.
If he's your enemy, it's your problem.
That's okay. So I think that gives you an idea.
Yeah.
People create enemies who are not there. I mean, human rights are also objective. They're subjective.
Yeah, subjective.
It depends who is applying them. The American talks about human rights and is permanently segregating black people.
Yeah.
Is that human rights?
No.
So this
Sorry, the other day, Trump literally blocked a Somali referee from doing his job in America just because he's a Somali. Nothing else. Then tomorrow you hear him teaching Africa human rights.
But have you known that the same Trump and his government, through some other sources, have been giving money to Al-Shabaab? Yes. Have you also heard? They were the ones who started the Islamic group,
ISIS.
The ISIS in Syria. They were started by Americans.
They're the ones even who trained Jacob the Color.
I know.
Yeah.
No, even this man.
Al-Qaeda.
Hey.
Yeah.
Al-Qaeda is them.
Yeah. Then after they want the whole world to come and thank them for killing him because he disagreed with them. They are the ones who trained Gaddafi.
I know.
When he disagreed with them, they killed him.
Yeah.
And they want the whole world to agree with them. Captain Babu is a freight captain, not an army captain. So when you hear captain, you don't think...
I'm an airline pilot.
Airline pilot. He's also former minister of works, isn't he?
No, I was a minister of state for education, of energy, and then works, housing, and transport.
Very good. And former member of parliament, Kampala Central.
Yes.
That one I'm correct.
Yes.
Thank you so much. My name is Andy Rumba Katseu.